Good morning, you shorty sheep shaggers. It's 9:36 in Gatineau, Canada. This is Jeff the Bagman Baggett.
This is James the Nose Holt, and yes, honey, I did call the water company.
This day in history, boys and girls, February 27th, 1912, the New York Yankees introduced the famous, now infamous, pinstripe uniform.
The way it's looking, they need more pinstripes. 2003.
You went with a low blow there.
I did. Dallas Cowboys release rusher Emmitt Smith.
Ooh, that's okay. That was a good pickup for the Cardinals.
Very true. He had more years on him.
So today I want to talk. I'm talking directly out there to David Ortiz. Keep your foot in the box. All you got to do is keep one of them in the box. And like Dan Le Batard's dad said last night, you know how you don't get penalized for taking a foot out the box? Hit the first pitch out the park. And
So what are we talking about here?
We're talking about the fact that Major League Baseball is going to institute every batter's got to keep their foot inside the box after every pitch.
After every pitch. So
Yeah.
there's no leaning back, swinging a couple of swings, letting it go.
Got to stay in the box.
right.
And the reason why is they're worried about the pace of the game. And one thing that it's like I don't understand why they're worried about the length of the game. Because doing some research, you find out the average NFL game is 3 hours and 11 minutes. The average NHL game is 2 hours and 20 minutes. The average NBA game, 2:16, and the average NASCAR Sprint Cup race is 3 hours and 19 minutes. Where does Major League Baseball fall in? Well, it falls right there in the middle of the pack. The average Major League Baseball game is 3 hours and 9 minutes.
So if you just take your foot out, swing a couple of times, how much is that really taking off? Is it taking off any minutes, or is there other things that they want to
Well,
do?
you're talking about, 300 pitches a game, 300 and 400 pitches a game, 10 seconds. I mean, you're talking 40 minutes.
But here's the thing, too, is I played when I was younger. I only played a couple of seasons. It wasn't a big thing for me to step out, need a swing or two to get ready for the next. But you're more the purist. You're the one that's played longer. Does it change it?
Well, I mean, you bring up a good point about talking about when you were a kid. A lot of these people that are playing Major League Baseball, and that's what David Ortiz was saying, and it's hard for me to defend a Red Sox player, all right? But the bottom line is a lot of these kids learn this early on. Step out of the box. Look down at your coach. Look down at your other coach. Make sure everybody's got time to get their signals. Make sure you're thinking about what the pitcher wants to do. So he said, I'm not going to change my game. And he's right. He shouldn't have to change his game because Major League Baseball perceives their game as being long, or somebody perceives baseball game being too long. What I want to point out is the fact that on average there are 8 pitching changes per game. Okay, that number's skewed because in the American League you have more pitching changes.
Right.
All right. So at 8 pitching changes per game, 3 minutes of pitching change, you're talking anywhere from 18 to 24 minutes.
Right.
That's 18 to 24 minutes. You worried about your game. How about that? I'm not saying get rid of the pitching changes. I'm not even sure if I'd say shorten it up. But 3 minutes is too long. It's not like the guy hadn't been thrown out in the bullpen to start off with.
You're correct, but you're saying pretty much it's more American League that has a longer time because...
Yeah, I think they skew the numbers. And I think if you looked at the statistics, you'll find out that they do skew the numbers. Look at how many visits to the mound you get. In the American League, it's like they have more pitching changes because they don't lose a batter every time they take a pitcher out. Because they have the DH.
Yep.
Which leads me to my purest view. I think you need to get rid of the DH. But we can sit here and talk forever and ever. But the bottom line is that if you're not interested in the game enough to sit down and watch it for 3 hours, you probably shouldn't be watching baseball. That with 3 hours and 11 minutes in the NFL, and 20 of those minutes are taken, 10 to 15 minutes are taken up at halftime where you don't even see sport. NASCAR, 3 hours and 19 minutes of, here we go again, somebody driving in circles. I mean, I understand what they're saying about the game seems to be too long, but that's not how you fix it.
They're wanting to run it quickly so that people will stay interested. I'm thinking is the theory behind the whole thing is how much commercials can we sell within the first 45 minutes to an hour of a game when everybody is watching compared to how much commercials can we sell at the end of the game when nobody is, probably.
But my thing is, change the structure of the game. Don't change what the players are doing in the game. That's just, come on, man.
All right, what about the NFL Combine?
Is that a joke? But wait, you saw a guy jump 12 feet 3 inches.
Hey,
I couldn't jump 12 feet 3 inches in 2 jumps.
It's a record breaker, don't get me wrong, but what does that teach me about any player? Do I need him to jump 12 feet 3 inches?
That dude can jump 12 feet 3 inches. That's what it's teaching you.
What do I give him the ball and just say, jump to the 10-yard line? No.
The Seattle would have used that in their last play. Maybe they would have won the Super Bowl.
Don't throw.
Who was a Tennessee Titan guy that missed the touchdown, the goal line by like 2 feet? If he would have had a 12'3", go ahead, I'm sorry.
You're right, but that teaches us nothing except the guy can jump farther than any other person on the field.
That's nearly half as long as the long jump record.
I don't need him to jump. I need him to run. I need him to catch a ball. If he can't catch a ball, guess what? It's done. So here's
the combine. I'm sorry.
Here's the combine. Here's the 11 top people have not been to the combine, not invited at all. Still made a great.
Wait, this is a list of people who were never invited to the combine.
Never invited to the combine.
You can be not invited to a combine.
Yeah, you have to be invitation only.
Invitation only,
right? It's kind of like a party. Hey,
but they'll let any press agent in there. You don't even have to know anything about sports.
Any coach even, Here's just some of the top ones. Julian Edelman, who plays for New England, who caught how many passes during the Super Bowl, never invited to the combine.
He's actually led New England Patriots over the past 3 years in catches, total catches.
Tony Romo, he was not invited. He went as an extra arm, and I understand your gripe with that.
No. I would consider Tony Romo one of the top 12 quarterbacks in the NFL. I'll let you. I was going to rag you on that being part of your argument, but okay, I'll give it to you.
Antonio Gates from San Diego Chargers.
Great tight end right there.
James Harrison from the Steelers.
These people weren't invited to the combine?
Were not invited at all. Fred Jackson from the Bills.
Fred Jackson.
I always get hard times on this name. Go on, say it. It's.
I don't know what it is. Oh, no, I want you to pronounce it.
Yeah, I can't I'm not good
O.C. Umenora.
There you go. He's now on the Falcons. And then last but not least.
2 Super Bowl rings, I believe.
That I want to throw out there, Wes Welker.
Wes Welker.
Who used to be on the New England Patriots and now with the Broncos, doing well in his job.
He probably didn't have the height limit.
He didn't have the height limit.
You're too short for this ride, kid.
He was not invited at all. Does the combine really make sense to have for any reason? Do you go out there and say, that's the guy I want because I didn't see film of him?
You asking me?
Yeah.
You asking me?
Why is the combine?
It's a waste of time. It's a money maker for the NFL and the NCAA, whoever's getting money out of it, because the bottom line is this. There's nothing that you're going to do on that field that will override anything I've seen in game tape. Bottom line. I don't care if you can run a 440. If you can run a 440 in your naked boxers, I don't care. All right? What can you do with pads and helmet against a cornerback who's chucking you at the line? That's what I want to know.
That's my gripe. Why does the combine need to waste money? Why do they need? And I understand it's to stay relevant. A lot of people waste money, though. It's time to stay relevant, but it's not like NASCAR. Your thing here. It's not like NASCAR where you go out onto a track and you know how many tires you're going to change, what kind of setup you're going to use on the car.
Well, you're running a practice,
right?
Okay.
Why can't I look at film? Why do I need to go to a combine?
Honestly, I don't think it has anything to do with the combine and it being a combine's fault. What I think it is I think it's pro sports news trying to make something out of nothing, fill in dead space between the end of the NFL season, the beginning of the end of the NBA season, and the beginning of the Major League Baseball season and the draft. They're trying to fill space. Whereas for me, it's like, talk to me more about what's going on in real sports. Right now, basketball is really the only thing that's going on, but they know they can't fill 60 minutes of basketball, so they've got to do something that's going to fill their time and sell their commercial time.
But does any professional sport really stop? No. Over the year, you're still practicing, you're still weight training, you're still doing your thing. professional sports go year-round. You're always somehow on the field or training, right? I mean, why do you need something to publicize, to put out there on TV?
I think there's a lot of sports out there that we could make popular. Hockey. I think you could popularize soccer more in the United States, make it a bigger sport. I think they're filling time with what they see as popular, but what the press doesn't realize is that popular sports are popular because they're propagating it. They're making it more popular. My point is this, is that anything can change from now until the beginning of any season. You could blow a knee out the day before spring training. So right now, how you're doing in spring training doesn't bother me. How you're doing at the combine, I don't care.
Well, what about at the combine? You blow your knee out.
I don't care.
Running these routes that they want you to
That's why I don't care about the combine.
I mean, the college game is not like the NFL.
You don't care. I don't care.
No.
Why are we still talking about it?
I know. Okay.
It's a joke.
Combine, done. Now, Douglas.
Stump the Chump.
Well, what we're doing today is we're trying to stump these chumps. I've got 3 people who have played / currently play on a team. It's not limited to just any one particular sport.
Currently or have?
Yes. So
Past or present?
Past or present.
All right, let's go.
So you get 3 guys. They've played on the same team.
Just
Here we
say it,
go.
because you can't stump me.
All right, Jerry Sloan, Steve Kerr, Ben Gordon.
Jerry Sloan, Steve Kerr, and Ben Gordon. I'm gonna go with the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, I was going to go with the Suns. Crap. That's my guess.
Is that right?
Suns.
Chicago Bulls.
Chicago,
Whoa!
really?
Chicago Bulls.
Really?
Jerry Sloan
All right.
was a player.
I didn't
with
know that.
Adam Morrison, Theo Ratliff, Raymond Felton.
That's
Raymond Felton?
I'm gonna go Charlotte Bobcats. I don't know. I don't know anything about
Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
Charlotte
Bobcats,
Hornets.
You know.
Okay.
Okay. Last
I
one.
didn't know. I was right.
Yeah.
You were
Rock
right.
solid,
You were right.
baby.
All right. Last one. A little bit out there. You'll probably get it. You probably won't.
I'll shut
Oh,
up there.
great. Thanks.
Must be baseball.
Brett Hull, Darren Helm, Nicholas Lidstrom.
Yep, I'm out. I'm
Brett
out.
Hull. Give me the second one. Brett Hull.
Darren Helm.
Nicholas Lindstrom. Brett Hull. Oh, that's New York Rangers. No?
Detroit
Same.
Red Wings.
Oh, I was going to go Red Wings. Ooh. All right, good job.
That's me.
All right. So, who you
got?
got? So, with the possibility of premier running backs being on the market this offseason, who you got if they're available? Adrian Peterson, Marshawn Lynch, DeMarcus Murray.
Oh.
Because all 3 of them have the possibility of being on an open market this season.
Still going to go with, and I know you hate it, but I'm going to go with Marshawn Lynch. Adrian Peterson.
Beast mode! Beast mode!
I'm going to give you the Adrian Peterson's been out for a year.
Okay.
I do believe he's been training. Has it been up to NFL standards? Possibly not. So I'm going to go with Marshawn Lynch, who should have had the ball at the end of the Super Bowl at least twice.
But he didn't. I'll throw it.
Now,
I'll throw it and make it.
We
want the ball and we're going to win!
There is no way that you're ridiculous. Right?
Go ahead.
Here's your who you got.
Who I got?
Since you gave me the Hayek the other day, giving you Ricky Bobby in Talladega Nights.
All right, Ricky Bobby.
Or Cole Trickle in Days of Thunder.
Oh, Ricky Bobby or Cole Trickle. I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to go Brewster Baker. Kenny Rogers from Six Pack.
You can't even
singing
do this.
Rocky Top Tennessee on a bus full of kids. Oh, my goodness. I really got to pick one?
Really got to pick one?
I am going to go 3 words for you. 3 words. Shake and bake, baby.
That just happened. That just happened.
All right, this is Jeff Bagman Baggett.
And this is James the Nose Holt.
And I'm saying watch out, Ric Flair, because my nephew Ethan Earl, the Raging Cajun, he's coming for you. Woo!
And we're
just saying.
Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball. What? Rogers Hornsby was my manager, and he called me a talking pile of pig shit. And that was when my parents drove all the way down from Michigan to see me play the game. And did I cry?
No.
No! No! And you know why?
No.
Because there's no crying in baseball.